Welcome back, Lakers, to GVSU Esports. Today we got some more Overwatch tonight on. We got GVSU Esports versus Regents.
So today it is the playoffs match. So the first round of playoffs going against this. It is single elimination. So if they are out today, they will be out for the playoffs.
Yep, it is playoff season, so we got that high tension in the air for GVSU White here tonight.
Have to get the win, or else or else it's over. Their season and will be over for this.
Yeah, I'm sure they got it. I feel like White's a pretty solid team.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling pretty good about their chances. But, they can't let off the gas at any point. They have to go full tilt this entire time.
Yeah, definitely. Hoping that they can get this win here. I feel like most of the games that we've seen recently have been extremely competitive. Both teams fighting really hard for it. So hopefully GVSU can get this playoff win.
Yeah, I think especially since it's in playoffs, they really got to focus in here on that. I believe when we looked at the bracket, it looked like they can win. Or they have to win this and then they can lose one. The bracket's a little bit strange.
I think if they lose one in the next match, then they go on to fight for third and fourth place. It's kind of strange, but if you do, you just have to fight for third and fourth place if you do lose. So it's not exactly a double elimination, but it's like it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what you call this type of bracket though. But
I have no clue, to be honest with you. It's nothing. It's not a bracket that I've seen before. So.
Yep. Well, if they win today, then they'll go on to play next week, and then I believe there's one more round after that, right?
And then they will have to go. So they'll do match. So if they win today, they will move on to match 6, technically. And then if they win that one, they will go on to finals. If they lose that one, they'll, fight for third or fourth. So that's what it looks like. Hopefully they can get all the way to finals. Hopefully win there.
Yeah, well, I feel like they're still going to do pretty good here. Like you said, I feel like recently I feel like a lot of teams have been getting a lot more competitive near the end of the season at their start. I feel like we saw quite a few high amounts of blowouts, a lot of 3-0s,
Yeah, definitely.
quick matches, but the last few have started to be a lot more competitive than the other ones.
Exactly. So I think, teams are finally picking up the pace for this.
Yeah, especially since it's in the end season now, so this is, I assume, where all the good teams are. So all the teams that kept winning. So now there should be way less 3-0s now that we're in that position.
Yeah, hopefully there's going to be a competitive game today.
Yeah.
So I know that the mid-season thing just came out. So how are you thinking about that? Because I know, honestly, looking at the patch notes, I wasn't too excited, to be honest. But
yeah, I felt kind of lukewarm on it. There was a few things that were changed for some of the numbers. Like I think Tracer actually got slightly nerfed. There was a few of them that a bit of a head scratcher. I'm trying to remember some of the other ones. But overall, I remember I watched a Karku video. If you haven't seen him, highly recommend him. He's a great creator. Met him a few times. But I feel like most of them overall wasn't a big fan of, but some of them were okay.
I know that Hazard and Orisa kind of got a big. Actually, Hazard even more got a big nerf. Now his block doesn't block crits. So that's headshot through that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think there was a thing with Orisa towards the opposite, right? Where
so Orisa still blocks normal crits, but not forced crits.
Yeah,
so
like Mauga, and then also Ash, I think, with burning. I think that was the other one.
I definitely think that, we'll definitely see a lot more Mauga now moving into this, because I feel like they're just kind of.
Yeah, it'd be a lot stronger for Orisa. I know also, it's stadiums, so kind of a side mode, but it's been picking up a lot too. Hazard also, in addition to the normal headshot nerf, his wall got nerfed like super, super heavy because they said it was, at least in the patch notes, they said it was pretty good. I kind of did a lot of Hazard with wall builds before, so I'm kind of sad to see it nerfed, but if the stats say it's OP, I guess it's OP.
I honestly skipped through the stadium patch notes just because it's like everything in that is just so, there's so much in stadium that I just get so lost. It's like, because they talk about all the powers and stuff in the patch notes, and it's like I don't even know what that even is.
Yeah, at this point the patch notes is just so long to get through. I mostly just like I said, I just watch Karki videos usually now because he does such a good job breaking it down, and he'll do comparisons before or after. He'll have an insight like saying like now it'll be able to do this or it won't be able to do this. Because a lot of times with Overwatch, there's certain breakpoints that are key. So like let's say you change the damage of something by 1, it may sound like okay that's like no impact, but that 1 could be enough to be a breakpoint that could like either get a kill or not get a kill.
Yeah.
So I like
I'm
to watch
happy
Karki.
about, the brig buff though, just boosting the just by the half a second to get that med kit or that armor pack.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Brig. Not when she came out because she was a little bit overtuned, especially in Stadium. Do you have a favorite build you like to go for? I like to go for like a full whip shot build, like longer Inspire, longer whip shot damage, more heals. It is fully and all Inspire and whip shot for me.
Really, I've only played tank in Stadium, but Brig, I know in the practice range it was the I think the shield throw was really powerful.
Oh yeah, that's
for
a
while.
cool one.
And
She's like I think a 360 bash as well.
I think that got nerfed. It used to have like a one-shot combo with the shield throw and all that. So
yeah, I think there was might have been like a glitch or something with that too, if I'm trying to recall right.
I don't know if it was a glitch. I think you could just combo so fast with it that it just did so much damage. Mostly I just played tank in Stadium. Orisa and Sigma throughout Stadium was typically what I did.
That's fair. I haven't played as much Stadium as when it came out. However, I did see they went back on a competitive change to where they had it to where it went to best of 5 versus best of 7, which was like the quick play rules they had for it. And they went back in competitive because people actually said they preferred the longer format.
I think it was also a thing because people went into competitive Stadium for their drives. And I think it went so much faster, and people were just able to get through their drives like really quickly, just through Stadium. So I think they changed that so people can't get through that just as fast.
Yeah, you could kind of do it super fast too. I kind of like where it is now towards best of 7, and then if you want best of 5 where it's way faster, do the quicker casual version. When it came out, it didn't have the casual version, so it was in my opinion, kind of stressful because you'd have everyone play it. You'd have people who wanted to hardcore play for ranked, but it's ranked only.
Yeah.
So you'd have people who say, I just want to try the new mode for fun, and they didn't really care about it as much and just wanted to mess around. So I'm glad they have 2 different splits for it.
I play with a friend on console, so I had to wait for the casual to come out for that.
Oh yeah, because of the crossplay requires it to be the unranked modes.
Exactly. I've still really yet to play too much ranked, or actually I haven't played ranked at all, to my knowledge, because it's just like I only really play with that friend, so it's like I don't really see any purpose in just playing alone or like queuing alone.
And that's fair. I think it's always better with friends too. That's why I do a lot of my stuff near the end of the season grind. Especially for the drives. Sometimes I don't even do placements until right at the end, and then it's like, okay, now I gotta do. I wish they counted placement towards drive. Sometimes you get to the end and say, whoa, I can't do drive. You just have to place first, and you have to place each season. So it's like, oh, now I need to do all my games plus the drive bonuses. So,
I do want to give the drives a try sometime, just because I do want to get the weapons stuff.
Right.
So it seems like we're getting a game now, so excited to see.
I think I hear Lijiang Tower music, the iconic map 1 opener that we always see.
Every single time it's been Lijiang.
Yeah, I know. So when I play on the teams too, we'd always scrim Lijiang. We'd always our teams would always vote for it. It's just always one of those competitive maps that plays really different, and people love to play it a lot. This point, Night Market's really good. I personally like playing Pharah here. A lot of teams like the classic strategy is to do Symmetra into the window here and teleport up there.
I feel like there's a couple of those on, I guess, Gardens and this to get the.
You know what that means? Fish.
Looks like there's. I wonder if Lucio was banned, because I know that Fish really likes to just play Lucio.
Architect always completes a task.
This is quite tragic for lack of Lucio.
Yeah.
Speaking
of Orisa being played as well. Thankfully, no forced critical hits on the other team. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder since they have Doomfist into the Orisa. Oh, it looks like they're going for it. TP out of spawn, and it looks like they're just gonna maintain a different comp. They're just TPing for the speed boost from GVSU.
It's like Orisa just taking space up there, kind of pushing it along. It's like someone got them. Help out.
Yeah, I'm wondering here if this Doomfist switches into Mago now that they have the force crits.
Yeah. Cass almost going down. Also been buffed in the patch notes with that increased stun.
Yeah, that could be massive on this Doomfist here because you see he likes to dive the back line. Regents getting a few picks though, so Grand Valley is going to have to fall back, and that will be a team wipe for the Regents.
Regents able to push Grand Valley back into that little building there. We did see a couple people from Grand Valley start to push up, but then they were kind of split up at that moment, giving Regents that kind of ability to get them there.
Regents are shoving GB into the locker, into the corner right up there. They force the clans out there, and Grand Valley is getting split up again.
Orisa unfortunately going down there without too much backup. The Doomfist on Regents is getting a lot of picks here. Kind of just able to do a lot of damage to this Grand Valley team.
Yeah, it feels like they have a death grip on that choke. It feels like they're omnipresent. They're always on below, but whenever they go high ground, there's always like 2 or 3 people on there. They're just everywhere and anywhere at the same time.
Grand Valley might have to stick together here. Their last bit, they were struggling to like even get up there. They're kind of split up though, so it seems like now they're sticking together. Trying to live as long as possible.
Little flank, but they're watching. I feel like Regents, they're playing so close together that they might just have to group up super tight, because anytime they go for a flank, I feel like they just immediately rush that one person. I feel like Regents is really locked in at this moment.
Orisa up there all alone, having to try and get back. Cass coming up.
Well, I hear the double headshots, but not enough for the Reaper.
Doomfist ultimate coming out. That usually is just to help keep that Doomfist alive. Unable to land on Doomfist though. Everyone there was in kind of prime punching position for off the map, but was not able to do that.
Yep. And it looks like if they cap point, I think Grand Valley might not be able to contest. We'll see. 85 right now with the respawns. I don't know if they can touch at this point.
We'll see if they can get any closer. Looks like Regents coming up on 4 ultimates now with that Soldier ult at 90.
Grand Valley with a lot. It looks like they're going to use the early engage on the Doom. They're just going to try to stun them and keep them away from the choke so they can't touch, but they don't notice H3 just sneaking in there a little bit to get pressure and force a point.
Orisa trying to make it, unable to get into the point there. Just unfortunate start for Grand Valley. Regents just kind of taking control. It's a tough round.
Yeah, well, it was a learning round from Grand Valley. Felt like they got a lot of good information from that. Plus, at least with Lijiang, every point play is pretty different. So I've seen teams that fail completely on one point and they completely turn around on the others. Just composition differences or how the map plays. So
looks like we're moving on to Gardens now. Definitely one of the maps that changes a lot. Obviously, the other one that they just played has so many more like tight corners with that that spot that Grand Valley was stuck in.
Well, it looks like Regents are possibly going to Symmetra. They might do the same thing in the spawn where they TP out for speed, or they might just, if they stick Symmetra, they may go to point. I feel like Grand Valley, I don't really know if they play Far, but they have a Soldier, but everything else, they could kind of do a lot of work with Far. If they have Reaper, Wu Yang, and Moira and Doom, like the only person is Soldier, which is still good against Far. But
Doom waiting there to maybe get that punch off the edge. Looks like they're going for it, unable to get it. Actually, they may have landed on the Orisa there. Did not see that.
They just rushed and got to the bridge. I felt like before Grand Valley even
Doomfist with
got there.
4K there. They are really going all out on Doom. Grand Valley needs to somehow adapt to that Doomfist.
Yeah, it's like Grand Valley is going to the lab again, trying to figure out some new strategies. I wonder if they're thinking about any composition switches at this point.
I feel like they really just need to get that Doom down. Like, he's just causing so many problems for the Grand Valley team right now.
And he is rather difficult, and this bridge is also one of the best points in game for Doomfist because he can just keep punching people off over and over and over.
Looks like the Doom does go down. Kind of a team effort there from Grand Valley, but Wu Yang landing that final blow.
Yeah, 2 kills at the start of the fight is very good for Grand Valley. See if they can capitalize on those first 2 picks. Usually you win if you get the first 2, but
looks like they are able to, and they captured that point. So hopefully they can just hold back here and try to keep Regents from pushing up now.
Atri survived that fight with 8 HP. He was never scared for a second.
Regents did swap off Symmetra. I didn't think it happened a bit ago, but
oh no, he cursed himself. He put the sorry spray down mid-fight. That's okay, I used that spray too.
Doomfist goes down to the Orisa Javelin. I love the Orisa Javelin. It can go through his guard. it's a lot of fun to cancel his guard.
Yeah, you really need to get that interrupt, especially with how their Doom's playing. He just keeps getting them all bunched up and punching their whole team.
Seems like the Doomfist that time kind of ran in alone there, just unable to get any help from the rest of his team. Grand Valley able to capitalize on that. Like this again, Grand Valley coming at him because he's kind of pushing alone.
You see that Doomfist so aggressive at the start of that fight there. He had his ultimate, so he just dove over the ground in the middle of the entire team and had no fear at all.
It was enough to get the fight win there. Probably, yeah, the Doomfist providing that distraction to
Yeah,
Grand
they just
Valley.
all looked at him, and then the rest of the team just engaged, and then he ulted to get out when they looked at him.
Especially with the Reaper teleport, basically the Moira, I don't know what it's called.
Or fade.
Yeah, the Fade.
Yeah, I think there's a technical term, but I know everyone just normally calls it a fade.
Kirito Rush comes out. We'll see if Grand Valley can try and get this. Genji unfortunately goes down. That Soldier ult taking 2 of them there.
Grand Valley still has a lot of ults to work with here, though. Besides Rush, they have 4 ults to work with.
So far, a pretty close game right now in percentage-wise. Hopefully Grand Valley can cap the point to get it even closer.
Yeah. What can Grand Valley do here? I feel like they should engage with the 1 ult and then use Blade after that. Because if you use Blade at the start of the fight, they'll all stare at the Genji. So they probably want to use it in the middle here, but they're sitting on their ultimates, so they need to make a play with them of some sort.
I think it's tough for, I would say Orisa, because it kind of moves them all into one place with that. We'll see if the Blade comes out here with the Wu Yang ult. It does, he lands one onto the other Reaper.
That's a big combo, Atri.
It was onto the Reaper, just about to get the Doom, but gets punched into the wall. Fortunately, Genji left to fight here with just Wu Yang.
Now just the Soldier, can he get it? Yes, he can. They Bob the Builder, both Genji.
Oh, almost fell off the edge.
Oh, we saw that, Atri.
Just had to get that Doomfist, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Doomfist was able to regroup with the team.
Yeah. He likes to live on the edge a little bit, you know, living like Larry, as they say.
It's tough for the Orisa Terror Surge, because, yeah, most of the Regents have a way to get away from that Terror Surge. I think everyone except maybe Soldier, and even he
he's the sprint
out. So.
Yeah. Soldier is honestly the most diveable one here, and even if he said he is. Sprint. If I were them in this point, I would also dive the Soldier.
Orisa, last one standing there, unable to keep it down. Got one onto the Soldier there, but unable to stop the Regents from taking points and winning that round. That was a much closer match than the last one.
Yeah, I felt like Grand Valley definitely learned a lot. I still feel like Doomfist is just so difficult to deal with in this fight. I personally always struggle when it's a God Doom player. I feel like they're one of the most frustrating tanks to play against.
I think that there's definitely ways to stop him, but especially against a good one. There we see the Orisa get punched off the edge. They did get hit off. And then that just like, that was a 4K from the Doomfist.
That's quite crazy from their Doomfist.
Yeah, got the right angles on that. So we'll hopefully see Grand Valley start to adapt to that, because I know there are definitely ways to stop that Doomfist from doing what he was doing.
Yeah, I think personally one of the best buffs that Grand Valley will get is just being able to switch the map. So Lijiang is a very, very good Doom map, and they happen to get the 2 points I feel like Doom played better on as well. Especially with that bridge, like you saw in that play of the game, like that might be the best one in Doom for Doom in the entire game, where you can just sit behind the corner and just wait to boot people off over and over and over, and it's a 4-second cooldown for the punch. So we can just sit there and get so much free pressure.
I definitely think that Orisa is a good pick into Doom. Just unfortunately wasn't able to like stop him, I guess. But
yeah, that's one of the difficulties I have too. You know, try to be Orisa is that if the Doom goes into you, you can stop him completely. But if he goes behind you into the team, you only have the spear, and none of your other abilities disrupt the Doomfist himself.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So it is kind of difficult.
I think, yeah, I definitely think Lucia was banned there, because nobody was playing Lucia on Lijiang, especially.
Yeah, Sombra can be kind of decent into Doomfist. She's not as good as she used to be. When she had her longer hack, Doomfist would just be like dead instantly. But then, after they reverted that towards like this mini hack, then it's not nearly as good because you can get it back in like a quarter second and fly out. Some options, Zen might be kind of good. It's slow heals, but if you can just put a lot of pressure on that Doomfist, that's one of the big things that they need to take into account.
Again, I'm a big Bastion fan. I know this charges his punch, but you just deal so much damage to him through his guard that he has to disengage.
Yeah, another possibility too is they could go Ana and try to sleep him or anti him and just put pressure on him so he can't peek it nearly as much. But it's kind of difficult.
Ana's a very tough pick against a Doomfist because it's like you'll get dove. You'll get dove, but it's like
it's kind of like it's good in almost both ways, right? It's like if you get your cooldowns on him, your team can just collapse and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, then he'll like just punch you in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Ana's such a good pick for a lot of heroes, but it's just like with how long her cooldowns are and how low mobility she has, it's always tough.
Yeah, I don't know if she's quite meta, but at least her anti-nade has always kept her relevant at some point. That's always been the strong part of her kit by far.
I love landing fun sleep darts on people, playing them. Like one time I just got like a frame perfect one onto a Rhine who was hiding from a Diva bomb with the shield. It was great because as soon as that dart connected, the bomb exploded. So it was like it's a really fun moment.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's just Ana's a tough hero to play, especially going against like someone like a Doomfist. So
yeah, I wonder if they could also possibly consider a Mei. If the Doom goes to punch in, then they can wall behind him, and he only. Since they did the change, he doesn't have uppercut as a separate cooldown, so he only has the one lunge ability. So he can't punch backwards, if they wall. So he only has the one escape, so they can maybe consider walling him off. I know it was just all the rest of the team was pretty good, but that Doomfist is just kind of the start of the show. It feels like right now.
Pretty much. I definitely think a Mei could work, especially with the this slow in and the.
Yeah, it is.
Even just the damage that Mei.
Yeah, I feel like there's no true like Doomfist counter like Sombra used to be until they reworked her. But as far as I know, there's not like you play this character and you win. Like there's some characters that you can hard counter, and there's some you can only do soft counters. I feel like Doom is now more of a soft counter.
Definitely. I do think that I'm trying to think of other things with the patch notes that might even be able to help. Sojourn got a buff in the patch notes, but that was just for her disruptor, which is interesting. Yeah. I think it goes faster and it does like 10 more damage per second now. Which is pretty powerful.
Which you can put in like a choke, especially zone out some areas. But I don't know if against Doomfist that'd be quite enough for him.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I think we could ban Doom. I don't know if they have the option between rounds or how it specifically works in playoffs. But that would be really cool. In ranked, I always ban Doom. I think I've said before. Yeah, I just never have fun playing against him.
To be honest, I haven't really. Again, I only really play a lot of quick play, so I really don't have any problems with Doom in that.
Yeah, well, for me, it's just that he has like a 4-second CC ability, like it just punch, especially if your team like isn't coordinated and they just constantly shoot his charge, and then he can AOE stun your entire team on a 4-second cooldown. That's like just really annoying, and then it feels like there's not really a hard counter, at least for ball. There's some things you can do like Sombra like is better against ball than Doom, and you can do Tracer. Torb's also really good against him, but I feel like Doom just, I guess Pharah's kind of good, but then he just dives the rest of your team. But I feel like a good Doom is just, for me, I always ban him just because like he's like my annoying pick of that, so I'll ban him in ball usually, unless I'm playing DPS, and I won't ban ball because I'll just do like Torb or Tracer or Sombra or something like that.
I've honestly had fun. I mean, this might just be the heroes that I play. I love going against Doomfists just because I play, for tank I typically play Sigma or Orisa, so it's obvious I can break is a block there with the Javelin and the Rock.
Yeah, I like playing Orisa too.
Yeah, for DPS. Sorry, I play Bastion for DPS, and I'm just able to shoot through his block basically and just damage him enough to where either he punches me and dies, or he has to jump away.
And unfortunately, I don't know if we'll see any Bastion tonight. It would be pretty cool, though. I would like to see it. It'd be pretty funny.
I am a Bastion main. Someone please play Bastion.
There used to be a popular streamer named Bastion main. So the guy here, we're going to move to Saravasa. Unless they change it, which they sometimes do last second. They're hovering over it for now.
I like to change it. I'm just trying to think of, I also plays Zenyatta a lot whenever I'm on support, so it's obviously good against characters like that. So
Yeah. By chance, do we know, are the maps pre-selected or is it loser's choice? I know sometimes in playoffs it's kind of loser's choice. So if you go down a map, then you get to pick the next one out of a pool.
I think in past games that we've done here, I think it has been mentioned that it was loser's choice, but I'm not too sure. So
All right, chat. Don't get mad at me if I'm wrong. I just think that's what it is.
we'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, let's see. How do you think Saravasa is going to change this? I feel like Doom is still pretty decent for Regents to probably run on it. Especially at the first point, he's really good. There's some other ones. Well, they're actually all pretty closed, I would say.
I would say yeah. I mean, they're not as closed as some of the I guess points on say Li Zhang.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think obviously Doom is just a good point. Good pick for Flashpoint just with the movement alone.
Yeah.
So obviously there's just so many areas if you need to you can disengage too. There's so many areas.
Yeah, I feel like
just like
Doom is also really good at control in general, and I'm blanking on the name of the mode that Saravasa is.
yeah, Flashpoint.
Flashpoint, yeah. For Flashpoint, I feel like it's kind of almost like several control maps. Like you just put into one giant one, like you just put all points, made them slightly faster, then made one giant map with it. So I feel like that's one of the reasons why they kind of gel together in a similar manner for some of the characteristics. Like I think Doom's still, I'd say pretty good on most of them. I don't think he's as good on Queen Street. Well, it sounds like we're going to be going into the game now.
We are on Saravasa. So again, big map, lots of points around the map, sort of a king of the hill, except basically a king of the hill.
Ooh, I don't know if I've ever gone under this point. There's always so many cool little small details in Overwatch maps that for areas you might not normally go to.
I honestly didn't even know that was a spot under the point there.
Yeah, there's like cool little markets.
I'm typically just trying to get the point right away. I'm never going under it.
A cool mural for an Omnic. I don't know if it's Zenyatta or if it's another one. I'm assuming it's another one.
Looks like GVSU was picking Doom here.
Yeah, they're gonna mirror. I think it looks like they're going into full counter. I think they realized that Doom was a problem child for them, so they have Sombra and Cass and Doomfist. It looks like they're all going.
Swapping back to Orisa.
Oh yeah, never mind. It was a prank. It was a discussion.
Maybe it would be tough to mirror Doom. I feel like Doom fights are always kind of interesting because they kind of just stun each other, or they just hit each other onto the ground.
Yeah, and we do have Lucio back into the game, so it looks like he is not banned as of this moment.
I wonder who has been banned. Because obviously it wasn't Doom, it wasn't Lucio. I wonder who they did ban. Sombra looking for someone just to sneak up on, but just unable to get anyone.
I feel like looking for who do we want here? Probably Soldier, but if you hack him, it doesn't really do too much to him.
Yeah, I'd say probably Doom is the best bet if he pushes into the other team, but it seems like they're kind of all sticking together.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to maybe play for space, just do an off angle and try to distract them. So
seems like
Regents
Sombra
looking all over,
trying to keep some pressure in the back here.
Yeah, tries to get this Lucio. Can they do it?
Got him.
Oh, they can, and they're getting out.
They have to fall. They have to fall back because the rest of the team there pushing to point.
Yeah, I called him Lucio. It's definitely Wu Yang. I swear they look nothing alike, officer.
Regents also swapping to the Genji from Reaper. I think they were before. Reaper and Symmetra they were before.
Yeah, it's interesting to see them play Genji. Cass is pretty good, and Sombra's decent against Genji.
Definitely. Cass, obviously, with that new buff. I've never really liked his flashbang, but now I feel like it's even more miserable. But
yeah, I know Genji in general has been pretty decent as far as the general meta's been going.
Behind them there, the Cass saw him, but then nobody else did, I don't think.
Oh, that is
just unfortunate.
Quite unfortunate.
Take him out though with that Wu Yang orb.
Yeah,
obviously still doing 100 damage on that direct hit.
Yep, and that will be 0.1 going to the Regents.
Tough start for Grand Valley. Sombra obviously just kind of playing in the back. We saw a couple plays from them just trying to just be a little nuisance in the back, which is kind of what you want to do on Sombra.
Now Doom is in the corner. Let's see if they can possibly get him.
Ready. We'll see if they can do anything with that. Cass, I think, would be a good choice for Doom with the flashbang.
Yeah. The problem I feel like we're running into here with the Doomfist is he's trying to take these 1v1s, and Flash is really good when you can all like turn around and shoot the Doom. But if he gets the Cass isolated, then he, by the time he's unstunned, he just punches him, and then it's over.
Did Atri Sombra just get revealed by a soldier shooting at just nothing?
Yeah, I think they might have done a little bit of spy checking.
Maybe.
Which is a TF2 term, because there's a character called a spy that kind of does like Sombra to where they're invisible. And in those games in TF2, they would just, for a brief history lesson, they would just shoot around. They knew there was a spy player somewhere to hope they could get them. So a lot of people do it in Overwatch.
Lucius switch to Ana, able to land the sleep on the Doom, allowing everyone to get away from
Oh,
that
we
Wu
get the
Yang
Doom
ult.
too for GVSU. That's a
Goes
crucial
down
first pick.
To the Ana, which is very fun. Soldier ult comes out. Just trying to get that flank there, trying to get on the side of the GVSU team.
Yeah, he is visoring on them, but I don't see too much from
Cass
the
ult comes
soldier.
out. Unfortunately, there was just no one there. They all backed off.
Yeah, that's okay. It created a lot of space, so grab that. They might have liked to kept it, but it's better to use it than never use it.
Just enough for GVSU to cap point and start building that percentage up.
Yeah, Grand Valley now has access to EMP, which usually, in a lot of cases, is the most powerful ult in the game if you can get a team coordination on it. But the Sombra goes down right at the start of the fight. They're going to wish they had her here, especially with that EMP going to be gone. Grand Valley's going to dearly miss her.
A Moira ult comes out, trying to get back at that point there. Wu Yang and Genji from Regents pushing up. Wu Yang goes down to the Javelin comp. The Javelin just hitting him into the wall there, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that Javelin. I love the Javelin myself. I'm surprised Grand Valley, despite going down right at the start of the fight, they were still able to fix it.
That Doom is just running away. This Lucio is chasing after Doom. You don't really see that too often.
Yeah, they have to play careful because the Doom, if he gets the right punch, just like
yeah,
that.
Goes down there. Enable now. Yes, and now Grand Valley is down as support. Just down to
Looking for the EMP. A lot of Grand Valley is down, though I don't know if they'll be able to get too much value. The Terror Surge trying to combo with the EMP, but I believe it was just the Sombra and the Orisa. They might have wanted at least one more player for that combo.
Yeah, they had the Ana around the beginning, but they unfortunately went down. Obviously, Ana, tough to fight back against the team pushing against you.
And you hate to see that for Grand Valley. They got a lot of point percentage, but then Regents just flipped in and held on to the point even longer. So now they're going to go on to point 3, match point for this round.
Lucio trying to just push up, get some damage here. Kind of taking a risk going up there alone, but
Let's see. I have a nano here for Grand Valley. I feel like they might nano the Orisa and just have her go hog wild in front.
and there it is.
Yep, there it is on cue.
Obviously, do you think Orisa is their best nano choice here?
Yeah, neither of the Electric Cowboy can kind of be okay, but none of them. Lucio and Sombra are not normally nano targets here.
As fun as it is to nano Lucio, but
yeah, they did get the Doomfist pick here right at the start for Grand Valley, but looks like Regents is holding quite on and getting some clean kills there at the end.
Sombra just back here gets hit by that Wu Yang orb, revealed for a bit there.
Yeah, if they're trying to make it out alive, they're being chased.
Able to land it onto the Doom there, but
yeah,
it does actually fall to Ana.
Yeah, this Doomfist is finally starting to bleed a little bit here. Let's see if it's enough for Grand Valley to get this W. Oh, Sombra got punched out.
He's back with the vengeance. He's going for that Sombra.
I feel like the Sombra and Doom are just constantly targeting each other.
Just able to land in there. Doom's just able to get away with his meteor strike. Trying to just hit that Ana. Unfortunately, just can't do anything about it.
Going to be coming down here to the last fight for Grand Valley. They have to make a move. They have Beat and High Noon. Might try to just use Beat to aggro him just to touch.
It's tough with High Noon here, just because that he can get stunned so easily out of it. Has to play in a very careful spot.
Oh, someone gets picked off in the back, but Grand Valley doesn't have to. Oh, they can't touch.
The High Noon probably got canceled there too. You didn't see it happen, but I
Yeah,
assume that's what happened.
Yeah, I think the Doomfist was watching there. I think they were holding up close there. So a lovely wall we got. And Genji with play of the game.
That is a tough matchup for GBSU.
Yeah, Acrylics with the Genji Pachi.
I think that might. I don't think that was when he was kind of just like behind them, and they didn't even notice.
Yeah, I'm at least glad to see that it looks like play of the game got corrected a little bit. I don't know if you noticed, but for a while it was kind of wonky. I noticed a lot of times where you get one single kill and you get play of the game or no kills.
I feel like I've seen some of that before. It's tough.
Yeah, but it looks like it's improved a little bit. Regents up 2-0 versus Grand Valley white team. Grand Valley now, I believe it's first to 3. Is it still? Yeah, so I'm hearing it is first to 3. So Grand Valley is on game point and their season's on the line now. So this
gotta play hard as they can here. It is.
Yeah, they have to do everything. This is the culmination of their entire season. So not gonna jinx it by saying that, but
it has been decently close at some of those points. Just Regents able to push them off point like consistently.
Yeah, I felt like the first round was a lot more one-sided, but I felt like Grand Valley started to warm up against the Doomfist, especially on Cervasa here. We saw that the Doom went down several times at the start of the fight. So I felt like they were really starting to learn their lessons. It's just that Regents are still really good.
I'm not sure if the Sombra, to be honest, was the best pick. I didn't see too many hacks against the Doomfist specifically, because obviously the Doomfist is kind of pushing towards the rest of the team. It's kind of tough to hack them there as Sombra unless you're with the rest of your team. So it's like, and that's not really where Sombra thrives. So
yeah, well, I'm at least glad that they're trying something. I know sometimes when you're going down over and over, it feels like you just got to make some kind of change. You know, if you don't make any change, you feel like you're just going to keep losing. I can't imagine the pressure now. You guys didn't see that. Ignore that. And I feel like Grand Valley must be feeling the pressure here, because I've been to that point, you know, towards end of season a few times, and you're down. Sometimes you pull it back, sometimes you don't, and they must have a lot of stuff running through their head right now, like, oh god, this is the last game.
I've been there in different situations, not Overwatch though. So it's like I don't know if just competitions in general.
Yeah, it probably. I think it's a lot of carryover. Just if you've ever done like a league to where you're in the finals or semifinals or in playoffs, and you know it's like do or die situation, and when you're possibly doing the dying, you know, then it's a lot more stressful when you see you're down.
Definitely.
So I'm feeling for the white team right now, but I feel like they're gonna strategize and hopefully keep improving.
Got to pull it back here.
Yeah.
I think it's just again trying to take that tank out. I wonder if they'll now do a targeted ban because it's getting to this point.
Yeah, I'd like to see that Doomfist go or some way to punish. I feel like their Doom just does so much constantly. I feel like we've been talking about him half the broadcast. For Regents.
Pretty much. I think the Ana was a good play. I did see that one sleep where the Doom was Wu Yang ulted. Everyone able to get away because the Doom was asleep. So definitely works out.
Yeah, hey, I was just talking about them possibly needing to switch to Ana, and it looks like they did. Like I said, a little bit. She's kind of a double-edged sword because she's one of the easiest characters to dive if she doesn't hit her sleep. But she is also really good against like Doom or Roadhog or those types of tanks that don't have a shield, because you could just anti them or sleep them pretty easily.
I know that there is a way to stun Doomfist out of his ult on certain characters. I think I've seen it happen on Sigma. I wonder if you could do it on Orisa.
You mean like as he's coming down from his ultimate?
As he goes up. There's like a lingering hitbox in the sky, apparently.
Huh, I didn't know about that. I know on the way down, you can like time, like you can preemptively throw like a Sigma rock or a javelin, and if you get it just right, you can do it before he can even move. So that's especially with Sigma, where it's a little bit of a lead up and it's a massive hitbox. I like to time it, you know, it's roughly like, you got to get the game sense for it, but you know, it's roughly like a second after you see the red indicator, you know he's going to land there. So you just like preemptively start to throw something there, and a lot of times you can stun him right out of it.
I've seen clips of it on, I think, Instagram, and it was just like I think it was about hitting a Doom out of the sky with a Sigma rock. They had to aim at a very specific point, like in the sky, and toss the rock up just to hit him. I wonder if you could do that with other characters.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. I remember when Doomfist came out, there's quite a few bugs with this ultimate for the first time. There's a famous clip of a streamer named Seagull, who's like one of the big early streamers in Overwatch, and he just ulted somewhere on Doomfist, and he just like landed below the map, like he just clipped through the ground with his ultimate. It's like, where am I? What happened? So
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I've experienced too many glitches like that in my time playing.
yeah,
So it's
that
like,
was really just like
yeah.
the first few weeks for Doomfist. You know, he's a really unique character. He's originally modeled after a fighting character for the combos. They changed him off for Overwatch 2, but it sounds like we're going to be going back here into the game in just a moment. Let's see, what is map 3? Oh, it looks like Rialto.
Escort. This is going to be fun. Obviously, Escort is long in these competitive matches with both teams having to defend and
Yeah.
push.
All the boats on Rialto. I've seen quite a few clips to where, you know, someone gets knocked off and they happen to land on the boat right as it passes the bridge.
Yeah.
It is quite funny. Or you see someone on very rare circumstances, the team like will place someone on one of the boats and it goes on a super long flank. Usually not a good strategy, but very funny if you can do it.
We'll see if we get any Lucio boops off the edge. Looks like Regents is playing Hazard here. Obviously, I'm not too sure about that now with his recent nerfs. Obviously, he can get out of engagements faster now because I think his jump was I think the cooldown was reduced.
Yep, so I believe they... Yep, so this is match point, so we do know it is the same rule for playoffs. So if Grand Valley loses here, they lose their entire series and their season. Well, I say, you know, lose as in they're out of it. They still did pretty good if they made it to playoffs, so let's give them some credit.
Yes, definitely. So I'm going to assume it was a little bit of a targeted ban here onto that
Yeah,
hazard.
I think Doom isn't as good for the first point as much. They got Life Weaver. I feel like they're expecting to put their Hazard or Genji and dive really aggressively and then pull them out.
That's what I was just thinking. That's what I think is happening. What you can definitely see there is that Hazard is pushing up there pretty aggressively, along with the
Yep,
Genji.
and then
Getting
there was
life
the
grip
pull.
down. Without that life grip, though, Hazard has to jump back. So
Yeah. The Gripper is a really important cooldown. I think it's, I want to say it's like 12 or 13. It's actually a surprisingly long one for how often you feel like you play against it.
yeah, whenever I play against.
Oh, they get Sojourn for Grand Valley gets walled off. That's an instant death sentence when there's no backup for Grand Valley.
Genji. Felix Pigeon on Genji. He was playing support last time.
Yeah, he is Genji flexible, as they say.
Just having to try to stop that payload there. Orisa goes down, just no help.
And they're down their tank, so they're just trying to poke a little bit here on the side. The Hazard falls off the Genji, but they see a good dive target on the Soldier, and they get the kill too.
Orisa,
They win those 1v1s.
Orisa, yeah, just unable to get help from the rest of the team. Just the Regents kind of just blocking him off there.
Oh yeah, now the Regents are going. Off the Genji and the Lucio. They went up 1 at the start of the fight with that Soldier pick, but now they're down. They have to play really safe to hold this first point.
Sojourn hopefully can get this Genji that's jumping after him now.
Yeah, there are going to be some spawners coming back for Grand Valley. They're going to have to turn to point here in a second, otherwise they're going to... I think they actually did, yeah. They're able to push them forward enough that Grand Valley could not contest.
Genji life gripped away at any sign of danger. Almost got the life weaver there. I saw that was just a sliver of health left.
Yep, and Grand Valley's going to go into retreat mode here. They got a few ultimates. They have both support ults for Grand Valley. Regents also specifically have both support ultimates.
I'd say Life Weaver Tree is not as big of a support ultimate as, say, Grand Valley's support ultimate.
I completely agree. I feel like the healing, they did buff it quite a bit, but it's almost most important to use as a wall. Just lock people off as it is the healing.
They actually shrunk Life Weaver in the past patch.
I saw
one
that
thing
too.
I was
It's so
really
strange.
interested
They made him shorter. He was always a tall boy. Now he's like average height.
in. Well, now, yeah, he's just 8% smaller. I know
Yeah.
that they did that with Bastion now.
Yeah.
I guess it's 4 months.
8%. It sounds like not that much, but for volume, that's actually like a massive amount. Like he went from a very tall individual to like an average height character almost.
I'd say with the... Because he's obviously not the greatest support, in my opinion. I feel like his healing and damage output are just kind of mediocre. But then I feel like having a big hitbox on him is just not
Yeah, that's part of the problems they had with him is I feel like a lot of him is just his stats, like a stat stick. So if they buff his healing too much, then he just over heals and does crazy. And if they lower it, he doesn't do as much. So it's really difficult. And then if you buff grip is really, really powerful. So they want to be really tough with buffing or nerfing that one.
Grand Valley able to push him back from this cart now, so now Grand Valley has control here. We'll see if they can try and keep it, as Regents are kind of pushing up to the high ground.
They got Blade here. It looks like they're looking for an elimination, possibly start their ultimate.
Sojourn falling to that newly buffed, Genji's falling to the newly buffed Sojourn. Disruptor Orb.
Yep, it must have been that.
And then swapping to the Reaper.
Yeah, I feel like they plan on switching off and they just want to use their abilities and get off.
See if Grand Valley can just hold here.
A big
That
hazard ultimate.
hazard ult goes through that
All
wall
locked in
there.
place for Genji. That's actually a good combo I never really thought of. Just lock them in place with Visor. Actually, no, never, as I say that, not nearly as good because it auto aims. You can just shoot them if they're in place.
Yeah.
It's that dead Orisa right there.
Definitely think that one thing that is fun with the hazard ult is I have had with the Reinhardt. I feel like it's very fun to have a hazard ult and then a Reinhardt.
Like you can
ult
aim
maybe
up and
after
if you aim upwards with Reinhardt, you can block it with the shield. I think with Genji you might be able to, or D.Va, you can like aim upwards for deflect and eat, and you can actually save yourself with it.
I've done that.
Because it spawns from the sky.
You can do that with Sigma as well. You can just throw the shield on the sky, which I've done for. I love playing Sigma and just having the shield just like on the ground or in the sky just block certain ults.
Reaper going pretty deep into Grand Valley's backline. I feel like they're debating using the ultimate. I can see them fiending for it, but they know they want to save it more for third point. This Reaper's 1 HP. If they can't get it, that's going to steam.
Unfortunate for Grand Valley. Regents is making good time with this push.
This is a mountain of a time bank that they are building up here. Grand Valley, they have most of their ultimates. Actually, no. They have all of their ultimates. They need to just go for it.
Yeah, they're running out of time here. Obviously, very close there.
And they don't want to use everything if they don't have
goes
to.
off to 52. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, they just got burned everything at this point. They're going down, and it's third point. May as well just use everything.
That is a tough last push for Grand Valley.
I think I missed it, but I think that they got the Lucio at the start of the fight, so unfortunately they couldn't use beat until
just the very end there. That Reaper ult that hit two of them. I think it was the Sojourn and the Lucio. That is a tough moment there.
Yep, and that will be Regents completing the map fully with 2 minutes and 8 seconds. That's for completing is already fairly difficult, and with the time bank, that is rather impressive. Now Grand Valley, they're gonna have to climb up the mountain.
They're really gonna have to push here. Though Regents are, as we saw, are pretty good at holding ground. So we'll see if Grand Valley can just push through that.
All right, we've got the conference room here. This is where Grand Valley is going to do all their thinking to strategize.
Fortunately, it is all the way at the end.
Got Torb and Widowmaker. I don't know if Grand Valley is going to stay on that. I feel like they might possibly keep Widow just to start, just peek, see if they can get a kill or two, and then switch off. That's one of the classic Widow strategies for a map like this.
Brig and Lucio combo is a lot of fun. I will admit that.
Yeah, I really like that too. It reminds me almost like a pseudo goats comp where you just like rush in on them and just do all close range damage. I feel like Brig Lucio and then Torb Widow Orisa doesn't quite gel together, but like I said, I'm pretty sure they're going to be switching off that Widow.
You got Santa Torb.
Yeah, it is. It is getting to be that season.
It definitely is, even though it didn't feel like that today.
Warmer weather in the Grand Valley area. Although last week we did have quite a bit of snow.
We had snow and now it's 60 degrees. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is the duality of Michigan.
Landing an early pick onto the hazard, just letting Grand Valley take all the space. Regents just falling back. Hazard kind of overextended there. I guess the Lifeweaver was just not able to grip them away.
interesting. Yeah, it looks like they did switch off the Widowmaker, going back to old reliable Cassidy himself. And looks like they are sticking to the Torb though. You know, get some down range fire, just spamming the chokes. Might be what they need here.
Yeah, Torbjorn does a surprising amount of damage. Looks like the Reaper maybe pushed up to the side and was able to land the 2 picks there. Just making Grand Valley have to push back.
That will be, like you said, a bit of a regroup and reset for Grand Valley.
Marisa's staying alive though, so that is a good thing that they don't have to wait for that respawn.
A little bit difficult here for them to get off angle. Wonder if they're gonna have their cast rush left side and see if he can do anything in particular.
Uh-oh. Rissa kind of walled off there, having to kind of back up.
Yeah, they got wall cooldown, see if they can push. The Hazard's out of resources, but Grand Valley is low, and the Reaper picks off the cast lead there and the Rissa, so it will be another retreat from Grand Valley.
Now the Reaper is making big plays. It was the Doomfist before, now this Reaper is putting up a fight.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, they should still consider Pharah here. I don't know if they're discussing it, because they do have Soldier, but every other character Pharah is really, really, really good against every other character on their team. If you play around safely, I feel like they could actually get a lot of impact with Pharah here.
Hazard there, you can see him waiting for that, waiting for the surprise there. Lucio finding him.
One of them knew the coming with the Hazard ult. I don't know if they quite
Lucio
need it even.
Not able to do much against the Hazard though.
They still haven't seen my ass.
Reaper is just getting everyone here pretty much. Swapping to the Soldier from Cass. We'll see if that can make a big difference.
Yeah, perhaps they want a bit more constant pressure, just, you know, melt those walls down or counter the other team's Soldier.
I will say, yeah, Soldier does have a bit more movement. Hazard is able to get behind them there.
Get a beat engagement from Grand Valley. They gotta go in. They still have great ultimate, so they can just rush in.
They also have the Torbjorn ult, so that'll be a very fun thing to see where they decide to place it.
Yeah, finally get that pesky Soldier at the start of the fight. Grand Valley's gonna, don't want to say too early, but looks like they're gonna take this one and possibly capture this one. But
Looks like they're just pushing ahead here. Hazard gets Wu Yang ulted, able to push up there.
yeah, I love to see a Torb ult here, especially that little choke right there, and just cut it
Trying
off.
to save the turret,
Oh
unable to
no!
do it. Just that little time it took to take out that hammer.
Oh no, they went for the boob too from Grand Valley on the Hazard, but the Hazard had the wall climb and just barely limped back on. Oh, was that a cap noise I heard?
I think
cap?
it was. They did
I think
capture
there was
that
a-
point. Hazard unable to get away.
Were they oops, or was that a
Everyone focused on
C9?
them.
They might have C9'd or, you know, just accidentally got off the point.
Not too sure,
Yeah,
to be
they,
honest with you.
they definitely had some people there that I feel like could have touched. So Grand Valley's gonna cap the first point and get a
Torbjorn
healthy
pushing
turn
ahead,
second.
trying to get something here. Taking some damage, forcing the life group to come out.
Yeah, that's a pretty big cooldown for them to force out now. Who's going to maintain this high ground, see if he can maybe push off the Soldier and get his cooldowns off.
Yeah. Just have to, obviously, Grand Valley trying to take the high ground here. Kind of leaving, I think it was Rig just on her own on that point there.
Yeah.
Oh, Arissa's there too.
That Reaper did get a kill with his ultimate. I feel like that was the most telegraphed Reaper ult of all time. He just teleported right in front of all of them and ulted. Go 1 for 1, which is bad because they lose their ults.
Sometimes it's tough to do that. Sometimes it's tough to counter a Reaper ult. Torbjorn unable to get away.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Torb got the hammer time perk because I saw them switch their hammers. They're running away there.
That's basically the only perk for Torb, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I believe they did buff his other one. I always like hammer time because then if you die especially, you can just simply get back to the fight faster, or if you need to run away, you can just use it quite a bit. And just, you know, movement is always a good option.
I know that they're very locked in right now, and they're probably not trying to do some fun stuff, so I would love to see a hammer kill.
It would be quite fun, yeah. I feel like they're not even considering it at this point.
Probably not, but it would be really fun to see.
Got wall, this poor Torb's walled off.
Unable to do much against that Reaper. This Reaper is...
Oh, we got a pause. I believe we have a disconnect from the Regents.
It was the Reaper, after landing some of those kills, they are disconnected,
Yeah,
which is interesting.
Yeah, they found their cheats. Just kidding, just kidding. They saw they got 2 kills and Overwatch actually kicked them out. But all jokes aside, they're gonna go back to us for a moment here, and this is a little bit stressful for Grand Valley here. That,
They do have to make these pushes up. There's just Regents team is just obviously just holding ground a lot more. Grand Valley just has to get through though.
Yeah, I feel like they might want to potentially consider some switches. Like I said, I'm a big proponent of far into comps like this. Some people might disagree with that. I know third point Farah is not really as good, but for second point here, she has a lot of flexible spots you can go around corners in. It's a lot more open. And just that, especially like the Reaper Hazard, they're all close range, and it sounds like we're gonna go back to game already. So just a quick reconnect here.
Looks like, yep, they are back and just selecting the hero right now.
Yeah, they are so back.
Trying to, I have been seeing a lot of. Oh, looks like they disconnected again.
It looks
might
like
be an internet issue. Who knows?
Yeah, it looks like the Reaper from Regents possibly might be having an internet connection problem. I don't know if they have an esports facility, so it might be just the individual computer of a problem. But if they're playing from home tonight, then it might just be an internet diff, unfortunately.
One thing I do love seeing from someone playing Hazard is a lot less guard in. I feel like that has been changed from this recent patch, just because now it's a lot worse.
It's so much more dangerous.
But I love seeing more I guess more. It's less boring to watch a Hazard now, just because that just guarding is just not as good anymore. So
yeah, I like to always use his lunge, so I'm glad they reduced the cooldown on that. I felt like one of his funnest things most fun was to wall someone off and then get a left click and then slash and dash on the combo. I always thought that was a really fun game loop to go to. But I feel like blocking, it could be cool, and especially I like the auto aim for cleaning up kills. But if it's too powerful, it feels like just auto aim, just blocking damage.
One of my least favorite things is when a Hazard jumps in, just sits there with their block. You're unable to just do any significant damage to them, and then they just jump away. And it's like, it was more annoying than it was effective, but it was just like, it's kind of boring.
Yeah. I think there's some other characters that could go pretty good against him, though. Taking like Doom can punch him out of block, I believe. Summer can hack. Malga can just kind of force crit.
Yeah, pretty much everyone who can force people out of blocks can get him out of that block. So
let's see, has chat been saying anything interesting? If you guys are watching right now, feel free to drop a chat. I know this is a critical moment, so White Team needs all of your support. So if you have any kind words for them.
If you were playing right now, what character would you play? Is the big question.
Yep. And why is it Farah?
Really?
Yeah. What character are you picking, and why is it Farah?
I don't really have any experience on Farah, so I can't really say much.
Oh,
I don't like the fuel management. It's not fun for me.
Yeah, it used to be a lot more forgiving, but then they made it to where she had more horizontal like burst. So now you kind of have to go up and down, get killed, and go back. Whereas before she could almost permanently fly.
I'm kind of I'm not a huge fan of the fuel management. I'm kind of just a person that would probably use it all and then fall, and then just kind of be stuck. Either fall off the map or just be stuck on the ground somewhere.
There's a lot of cool combos and techs I've learned with Farah over the years from pro players too. Like for one of them, if you shoot the ground right as you do the rocket boost, you actually get a way, way higher jump. And usually, you just get healed up immediately from like a Mercy or someone else.
Yeah.
So it's usually not bad. Another thing is, this is the same for quite a few characters, but it's really important for Farah, is whenever you ult with her, you just hold like left click or whatever your primary fire is. And then you always get a rocket, shoot out, and then you can immediately cancel with your ultimate.
Oh.
So you instantly get the, basically it's like an additional rocket whenever you go to ult. So never just press Q. Always hold like left click right before you do it, and you get an extra, sometimes an extra like 120 or 130 damage can be like enough to get a kill.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, there's
one thing, with Farah though, I always find it fun whenever Farah ults and like you have a character that can just like, I guess, absorb all of it. It's always always fun to watch that because they're just standing still, just
I love being D.Va and just like going right up at her and just matrixing right on top of her and and she's just like shaking and doing nothing for like 2 seconds. It's really funny.
It is a lot of fun. I feel like the last time I did it was I'm trying to remember now. I remember it was something with one of those alts that did that, and then they just like waited for it to go away, and it was just like, oh, well, now I'm just kind of sitting here.
And it's also really funny too. If you get it just right, you can put a Sigma shield on her, and if you spawn it right on top of her, she can like accidentally kill herself on the shield.
Oh.
Or with Winston bubble, if she's kind of low HP, you can just like jump as Winston, and put a bubble over her. If she gets healed, like it might not be enough.
I
But
didn't
if
know
she's kind
that.
of low, she can just like self damage herself.
I didn't know that
a
it
lot.
did self damage like that. I gotta utilize that more then.
Yep, it's pretty good for Sigma. You know, if you do it from a long distance, it'll probably burn down the shield before you get there. But if she's like relatively close, which a lot of FARs you want to barrage from close range, so you kill them fast and and they don't just snipe you.
Definitely.
So you can just kind of like throw it up there. It's also really satisfying with the not accretion, with the kinetic absorb from Sigma. You can just eat up kind of like Diva. Something just very satisfying about that.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do with the kinetic grasp on Sigma is just to, if a Roadhog alts, I just like to use the kinetic grasp, walk up like right in front of him, and then as soon as it goes away, just throw the rock, and then he's kind of just down on the ground from there. Kind of waste the ultimate.
Yeah, but I always think that's really funny too.
It's always obviously, yeah. I play it kind of just for like the fun and silly moments. So it's like it's always fun.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like Overwatch versus a lot of other competitive games. I feel like it's just really silly. You have people like flying around or canceling abilities or teleporting or jumping or dashing. Like you just get a lot of goofiness or people punching off the map. And that's one of the favorite things I've always. I think that's another reason why I've always so I can't speak tonight, folks. I always stuck with the game over all the years.
I know that I've played a couple other. I would say that Siege is a hero shooter. I have played.
Yeah,
it's technically a hero shooter. I have played a bit of that. That's always fun to do because it's like, I mean, obviously it has that very competitive side, but then it's also got that side where it's just like you can do basically whatever, and it's just fun to do and mess around in. I just love the games where we're able to mess around in, basically.
Yeah, I always love the creative expression and stuff like that too.
Yes.
Like and like CS:GO or Valorant, there's a lot of cool things you can do, but a lot of it's like aim based. Like you get a a clean headshot, which is cool and all. But I like the flashy, goofy stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of why like something like CS:GO never stuck with me. It's just like I like because I don't know.
I'm hearing some sounds. I believe we're
looks like we're getting back
into
into
the
the
game.
Reaper back in the fight from Regents.
Grand Valley.
Hopefully their internet may be fixed.
Yeah, with 5 ultimates, I forgot they had that many going into this.
Obviously have that advantage over Regents right now. We'll see if they actually need to use them here. It looks like just Regents is kind of holding back. They are keeping Grand Valley off.
Yeah, I might like to see maybe an early beat, but Muso actually gets taken down right at the start, so they're going to use rally from Drake to try to stabilize here, and then Soldier Visor comes out, and the tree comes out from Regents. A lot of ultimates here, another big anime battle, as I like to call them. They're just trading ultimates everywhere.
Looks like Grand Valley able to just push away the other team. The Wu Yang ult goes out on the hazard, and he's unable to land anyone with it, I think.
Yeah, Soldier is ignoring the hazard, trying to get pressure on the back line. This hazard's contesting guard, but they can't take it anymore. They go down.
Looks like the life trip went on the Reaper to save him from the Soldier,
Yeah.
so the hazard just had no way out of that.
And this is overtime for Grand Valley too, so they gotta stay on the card. They have to win this fight, otherwise they lose the playoffs and drop out of the brackets.
And Reaper goes down. Someone just like we were trying to stop the point right.
It was a good try, but Regents actually have quite a bit more blood to alive to keep trying to contest here.
Torb with his ult again. We'll see if that's they'll use it just to block off some spots. Grand Valley, unfortunately, even if they make it, they will not have the same time bank as Regent, so just have to play very carefully.
Yep.
Very carefully and fast.
Yep, you can burn time banks on defense a little bit if you play careful. So the most important thing is, even if they finish with no time, they just want to finish the map here.
Just to get that 3-3.
Yeah, they just want to have another chance at this because they already know they're going.
Nobody is on point pushing for Grand Valley. Hopefully they can get someone to help out there.
Yeah, Soldier set. Try to do a 1v1 there on the side. Regent Soldier was able to get the kill though. Both with 1 HP, so very close.
this might be Grand Valley's last shot here with 40 seconds left. They have to get this point pushed up to the end.
Yep, it's going to be a big ultimate from the Torbjorn. I'm calling it now.
Brig ult coming up on the Brig ult. It is ready. It goes out. Regents all kind of like in this one area. Obviously, Torb getting one onto the hazard.
Yeah, they had to use that rally immediately because that Brig got cut off by the wall. So she was most likely going to die if she didn't do it. So she had to do it because if they lose here, it's going to go over to overtime here in a
having
second.
to play very aggressively to get these stagger kills here, just to keep Regents from pushing out.
Yep, I love to see it here. They're being conscious of those spawn doors. They have Visor here on the flank. I think they're going to pop it here in a second to try to get all that pressure on the off angle. And here it comes, big Visor.
Life Weaver placing that tree in front of the... I think it counts as technically a person, right?
The tree?
Block. I think it does block part if you place it in front.
No, I believe it actually breaks it. Bob is like an entity and can push stuff and it doesn't break him, but I believe it's like a wall, so it automatically breaks.
I think it does count as a person on point.
And that will be it for Grand Valley. Unfortunate, they are not able to claw it back, but they did push it within 1 or 2 meters of the end, so with how everything was going, I feel like that was a pretty good push.
I think it does count as a person. At the end, I did see a little red... Actually, never mind. I don't know if it does. But unfortunately for Grand Valley, unable to stop the Regents. Obviously, Regents just able to dominate here. Very good at holding down ground.
Yep. Well, that will be a 3-0 for Regents. Well deserved from them. I feel like they're really good. Grand Valley still held their own. Like I said, I feel like the score was a little bit misleading, and they did a lot better, especially starting on the second map here.
It was a stressful match to watch. Hopefully, I think White will hopefully come back. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they have any more games this season, but they will probably do some scrims, and obviously next season they can do. They can do. Hopefully, get to playoffs again and even get further.
Yeah. Do we know if the other Overwatch teams are currently in playoffs still?
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
So, I think Black is playing tonight in playoffs.
Yeah, because I was just thinking it might be mostly after the Overwatch season if Blue isn't playing. So we'll see for Black. If not, this might possibly be our last Overwatch broadcast. Yeah, we might have other stuff. Yeah, we might have other stuff too. We're saying specifically for the
for
NECC specifically.
Obviously, there might be scrims. There might be fun stuff that are happening. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we still got a few good weeks left in the semester here for students, so I feel like they can possibly plan something fun. So
definitely having some fun.
Yep. So I feel like it's still, even though it's the end of the season for White Team, as far as I know, they still made it to playoffs, which you still have to play the whole season and you have to place in playoffs. So I feel like that was still a pretty good season. A lot. Some of these people, I think they're new to it, so it's really good for the first time. Some people like Felix are pretty experienced. I feel like they put up a really good effort. So I'd like to do a special thanks to all the White Team. I think you guys fought really hard out there, and thank you guys for playing.
All right, yeah, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time for more Overwatch. Probably that's where you'll probably see me at least.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we have going. But that'll be it for us tonight here, Lakers.